Hello, everybody. Let me turn the music on this down. It got reset during the update, I believe. Hello! I'm streaming Genshin again today, as always with my Genshin streams. I need to turn that sound a little bit further down as well. As always with my Genshin streams, I live stream these on Twitch. I post them to YouTube after the stream is done. There should be a few coming out in the next couple of days, if it hasn't already started already. I'm going to be streaming a lot more often, trying to get a lot more content out, both for Twitch and YouTube's side of things. I've been posting clips on TikTok, which, by the way, to all the people watching my content, thank you so much, because my content has been blowing up with views on both YouTube and TikTok. Twitch, there's been more viewers. So thank you guys for popping between platforms, watching my content, sharing it if you share it, liking it if you like it. Yeah, drop a follow, subscribe, all that if you want to see more. I appreciate everybody who has already done that. Thank you to the currently 4 viewers in my stream. Jeez.
You can only do so much on your own, but with a group, anything's possible.
It is great to have y'all here. I sound good? Thank you, thank you. In the background is my lovely wife. She may pop her voice in every now and then. As always with my Genshin streams, I try to stay as quiet as possible during audio dialogue. I do end up skipping through text dialogue quite often.
Need a surfboard?
So if you feel like you want to go rewatch anything, Genshin streams are uploaded to YouTube at a later date, so you can go rewatch it at any point. Yeah. So last time I ended off stream a little early than the average because because there was a storm overhead. But it's a little calmer out now, so I should be fine to stream for a while. I do have enough to get another pull, but we're going to hold off on that for now. Let's check the shop. How long until it resets? 10 days. How long is the banner? 18 days, so I'll be able to at least get a 10 pull in before the end of the banner, because I do want to try to get Skirk. Shenhe is good, but I want to try to get Skirk. And before I actually say that, we're going to start off today's thing with the test run. Cryo damage. Oh! She can do continuous or burst. Okay. When Skirk uses her elemental skill, she can obtain a fixed amount of Serpent Subtlety. The Serpent Subtlety can maintain the special mode 7-phase flash, which she can enter by tapping her elemental skill, and in which her normal attacks will be enhanced, be fully consumed to unleash the elemental burst, havoc, ruin, unleashing rapid consecutive slashes against opponent. After unlocking Skirk's passive talent, Reason Beyond Reason, when party members trigger Frozen conducts Cryo Swirl or Cryo Crystallize reactions, they will also create Void Rifts on the field. Ooh! Skirk can absorb these Void Rifts through specialized means, which will allow her to obtain additional Serpent Subtlety. When tapping her elemental skill, Skirk can obtain a fixed amount of Serpent Subtlety, and I lost my place. Switch to 7. Yep, fixed amount of Serpent Subtlety and switch to the 7-phase flash mode. Skirk's normal attacks will be enhanced in this mode and will convert to dealing cryo damage instead of her interruption resistance. Will also be uh, instead her interruption resistance will also be increased. This mode will continuously consume Serpent Subtlety, and Skirk will leave this mode once Serpent Subtlety is fully consumed or when its duration ends. During this time, Skirk can use the special Elemental Burst, which does not need to consume Serpent Subtlety, increasing the normal attack damage dealt upon hitting opponents. After unlocking Skirk's passive talent, Reason Beyond Reason, when Skirk hits opponents using her charge attack, while in the 7-phase flash mode, or when she uses her Elemental Burst, she can absorb nearby Void Rifts to obtain additional Serpent Subtlety, thus extending the duration of 7-phase flash. Burst damage dealer. This has a separate thing. Hmm? Clear my voice?
You sounded so different for a solid minute.
Okay. Well,
There you are.
when holding her elemental skill, Skirk can obtain a fixed amount of Serpent Subtlety and enter a high-speed movement mode that increases her interruption resistance and allows her to move atop water. Ooh! She will also absorb any nearby Void Rifts to obtain additional Serpent Subtlety. When Skirk has more than 50 Serpent Subtlety, she can use her Elemental Burst, consuming all her Serpent Subtlety to perform rapid consecutive slashes that deal immense cryo damage to opponents. The more Serpent Subtlety is consumed, the greater the damage dealt. Oh boy!
Let's get down to business.
Paradigm shift. Fearless.
To the fairy.
The pinnacle of excellence. La, 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 la. Architecture. Witness the power of Gugwa. Rain outlines your fate. Nice. Mine to wield.
Holy proclamation. The power of revelation. The truth shall set you free.
A minor step. Ring
Hear
color.
ye the word of joy.
Let's
Grace
dance.
be upon you. Open
Whoa! That was... wow.
Unleash.
Let's get down to business.
Cryo incarnate.
How's this?
Kamisato art. Sumetsu. Billowing surge. Enhanced animal module 75. Do your master's bidding. Manifest. Covenant of the deep. Embrace the ice. Swirl, Mark II. Obey. By ordinance divine.
Wow. Both of them are really good. Let's try the new character, the leader of the Mondstadt Church. Dahlia is a Hydra support character who can provide shields to protect his allies and increase their attack speed. Ooh!
Surprise baptism. West wind, carry.
Submit for judgment. Commence Frost is coming!
Enhanced animal module 75. Yeah. One moment. Yeah. Thus saith the animal archon.
Forth, my blade! Spirit blade! Attack! Dead reckoning! Pair! Getting gear! Frost is coming!
This should be fun. May the archon protect you. Animal hypostasis emulation.
Submit for judgment!
Yeah.
Going under! Getting gear! Frost is coming!
Thus saith the animal. Absorption test.
Spirit blade! Attack! A touch of frost! Tear! Commencing cleanup!
Swirl. Mark 2.
Not bad. That was some extra primos, and I got to try the new characters. Ooh, and there's an achievement I haven't collected yet. There's a new event out, and we are continuing with the story quest, the Archon quest line.
Let's burn this breeze.
Bullseye! Hey, Yansan! We're back! We ran into quite a big group from the Abyss Order just now. Has something happened at the front?
The front line has collapsed.
Huh? But how?
No, relax. Their front line has collapsed, not ours.
Feels like you could have phrased that more clearly at the start. But this is good news, right? Why'd you still look so serious?
No, we're still mustering troops. Nowhere near ready to go on the offensive. So at first, I was also confused about what exactly happened out there. But just now, I got the full story from a guard who was on the scene. He watched the enemy.
What did he see?
One person. Just a single individual. They wielded an unknown power and fought with a sword style that no one recognized. I'm only recounting what I heard. And I'm sure the guard in question must be exaggerating to some extent. And assuming they're a neutral party, we'll need to figure out how to engage with them. Clearly they're a force to be reckoned with, so we don't want to come across as—
You don't need to sweat it, Eon-san. From your description, we're already pretty— Honestly, with the Abyss Order acting out so publicly, it's about time he showed up. Dane's—
I love how they look at the fucking camera to say his name. Yes, most of the Genshin community loves Dainsleif.
It's been a while, Dane. And yeah, after we heard what went down, we figured you caused quite a stir, you know. Oh, this is a friend of ours from Natlan. Her name's Eon-san.
It is my honor, Mr. Dainsleif. Thank you for breaking the stalemate in our war against the Abyss Order. Natlan is fortunate to share a common enemy with such a—
Please don't mind him, Eon-san. He always talks like that, but he's a pretty nice guy deep down.
It's quite all right. Uezo Janssen respects those of great power. It's quite clear that he meant no offense, and I am still delighted to make his acquaintance. Anyway, since you're old friends, I'll leave you to catch up for now.
Sure thing. You probably have plenty of other stuff to do anyway, right? Since this war isn't exactly over. Hey, Dane! Would it have killed you to be a— so... We thought so too. But it sounds like you... What do you think we should do? Paimon gets it. Nothing in the world can satisfy you like making mincemeat out of the Abyss Order. Wow. Okay. A rare, candid response from Dane. Well, actually, we found his... Oh, and there's more! After she kept seeing monsters that we couldn't see, and then, this other time, she also said she was on a journey to find the Savior. Her description of this Savior meant... Yeah, that's right. Wait, wasn't his sister called the princess, though? Oh, sounds like the people of Conry are... Ah, Paimon gets it now. So, a bit like Kaya. Except she grew up somewhere... Still, that doesn't explain the invisible monster situation. Sure. Also, why don't you stay with us at the Masters of the Night Wind for tonight? Human...
For those wondering what I just claimed, I have drops enabled for Genshin on my stream, so if you play Genshin, you can link your account, and just by simply watching, you can claim up to 5 different types of gifts, depending on how long you watch. How are people enjoying stream so far? I would have sworn there would have been a chest there, unless I already got it.
Is that Dane and Neon-san discussing stress? Morning! What are you guys talking about?
Ah, you're here. I have some good. We just got word from the Scions of the Canopy. Their intelligence has reported that they've after their front lines dissolved, the bulk of their forces fell back to that area. It's also the location.
Cinder City, huh? That tracks. Seems like their kind of place. Hey, this is great. And with any luck, maybe we'll find your city.
Yep, our army is almost ready, and we've sent a message to Mawika to let her know the plan. We can't really launch an operation this big without... I've already explained my reasoning, Mr. Dainsleif. I understand your concern.
You're gonna go on your own?
It's all right. I support your
Huh? Shouldn't you?
I admire his courage, and I believe he is strong enough to take on the Abyss. And even if things don't go to plan, he just needs to bide his time until... Mr. Dainsleif, I wish you the...
Looks like he's waiting for you to say something, Traveler. Oh, for a second there, I'm on actual...
A chance to fight the Abyss Order? Of course we're taking it. Why wouldn't...
Is this the place? The Abyss Order's hideout in Natlan? It's been so long since we fought with Dane side by side. Paimon's confident we can... And if you get to meet your sister...
Ooh.
Off we go. Need a surfboard?
Time to shine! Carving waves! Surf's up! Amazing! Surf's up! Catch an epic wave! Whoosh!
Go on. This shall not be my fate.
This is a very different battle from the one we fought with the Yansan. No one's backing down. They're fighting back with everything they have.
Hear the truth. The gifts of grace.
Witness my rise. Overruled. Go.
Door is opened unto you.
Transfixed.
Faster. Amazing.
Relentless spectre that haunts us. The abyss is all present. To flee is futile. To resist
Not my lucky day. Let the world cry!
Witness my rise. Go on.
The show begins!
Twilight Sword Dainsleif. Is this really what you want?
So, where's the Traveler's sister then?
So, this is a hunt to you. I must say I pity you, Dainsleif. The death you dole out so readily to others. But today, that is the least of your worries. Do you realize that all your years of pursuing us then allow me to be frank, as far as we are concerned. And I do not merely mean this battle. No. Her Highness has achieved something far greater. For today, the Abyss Order's greatest wish has... Our Highness quietly infiltrated the Night Kingdom to exploit that realm's past experience with ley line reconstruction, and then used the Loom of Fate to reweave the ley lines of Conria.
What? Wait. Does this mean the attack on the mask? Oh no!
Correct. And all of my comrades that you have slain, Dainsleif, they shall forget the struggles that have beset them these past 500 years, and begin their lives.
Right! You still need a few steps after that, such as plus. If it was really so easy, Moika and the captain would have had a way easier...
Oh, you poor fools. Clinging to delusion. Think back on the past few days. Have you
Hard to say. It's like a signal that exists.
depths of the abyss. And
Amazing! Let's shred, Sharky! How brilliant!
Knock him down.
Let's fly!
still not understand. You battled in vain! The abyss My body is failing me.
That should be all of them, right? Are you still thinking about what that guy said? You look really worried.
Years on, and you still refuse to address me. Don't forget, Dainsleif. You may be the renowned Twilight Sword, while my arm has grown too feeble, but I taught you everything you know about wielding a blade. Be that as it may, under the circumstances, I see no further reason for us to fight. Never, in all my worst nightmares, have I experienced anything close to the pain of 100 deaths. All right, I believe you. Still, aren't you... What? Not a fan of reminiscing about old times? Well, I suppose you don't have many fond... Indeed. When the cataclysm first struck, everyone prayed for the savior. Yes, we knew that the great abyssal power within, yet we still despaired at her choice. Still, I believe that everything she's doing now, including, and besides, who else can we place our faith in? We are proud Conrians, are we not? I mean... Oh, I'm sorry, Dainsleif. I would apologize to you for those actions. I honestly can't remember that many. Look at me. Look at what has become of me. Only by the Abyss's grace have I managed to maintain But as for the rest, memories, spirit, emotions, personality, even if mine was a past steeped in sin or in shame I once longed to hide, without my history, I fear I will become... I would like to apologize for any misdeeds that are mine. So please, tell me everything.
Well, damn.
You seem to remember much. Could you tell me? Is that so? What a pity. But this will be quite sufficient. As I'm afraid I owe you yet another apology. The homeland hasn't yet been revived. In fact, think of ley lines as the collection of memories concerning a given place. To reweave Conria's ley lines as they were 500 years ago, we would somehow need to retrieve the loom of fate. Cannot weave without an abundance. And so, we relied on everyone in the Abyss Order to provide what they could. Even though fragments are all that remain in most cases, the more we all share. Indeed, we, a people in exile, stranded 500 years in the future, will weave our homeland anew and bring the nation of our dreams back into the real. What a shame it had to take this long. After 5. Precisely. For you possess a ring left to you by your elder brother, which continuously resets. Of course, your memories are susceptible to erosion just like ours. But of all Conrians we had to obtain the memories in your mind, whatever the price. Even if it meant Perhaps. But that is the gamble our Highness has chosen to make. And thanks to you, the loom...
Carving White student! Great! She's still here!
Those are the same blocks that happened to have separated the two siblings at the beginning of the game. Oh boy.
We're not from... Wait, but that's great! That means the world is... In that case, tell me, what happens to Conria? What happens to my homeland? No, wait, we can only fight for our future. If the future is unknown, I still believe I'll carry on looking although... I've already found my savior. It's you. You protected me. It's just... too bad that we're not from the same time or place. Oh, one last thing before I forget. I know how much you want to... So, is there anything you can give me as a... That way when I do find her, I can convince her that you're also Huh?
Did I make the wrong choice? I don't know.
Our hero is back! Everyone— The Abyss Order made a full retreat before our forces even arrived on the scene. All thanks to your
Paimon doesn't know the details either. The Traveler just... Paimon was looking all over for him, and then he suddenly reappeared. Right back in the same spot. But looking a lot more...
I think I got the gist of what happened. Something to do with your
Huh? You met your sister? And you didn't think to tell Paimon right away?
What your sister accomplished? It all but defies comprehension. But what surprised me the most was that the Lord of the Night actually chose to allow it. The Lord of the Night did try to explain it. During the war with the Abyss, Mawika had an argument with the captain. Mawika believed that we should fight to protect our culture and memories, while the captain believed the preservation of the ley line. So, the Lord of the Night was very intrigued when presented with the Loom of Fate, and informed of its ability to weave ley lines. She saw your sister's actions as a potential third option, namely to preserve an entire nation in the form of an atlas.
Preserve a nation?
You're not the only one.
With that in mind, the Lord of the Night gave the go-ahead once she was satisfied that the Loom of Fate wouldn't have any real effect on Natlan. However, I believe she imposed an additional condition of her own.
An additional condition?
No idea. She wouldn't tell me.
Huh.
Alright, well, let's not overthink. I trust the Lord of the Night unreservedly. I'm sure she only involved herself to take a problem off our hands. So it's one less thing for us to work. Don't you agree, Traveler? Come on, let's head back to the Collective of Plenty. Oh, Veressa should be there too. We'll treat you to a real feast. Huh?
Ion-san, leave him be. This might be hard to understand for an extrovert like you, but some people—
Traveler? Faster!
That was absolutely sad.
Oops. Oh.
Woo!
Let's switch over to
It's something different.
the Skirk story quest. Oh. What's Sino want? Hold up.
Let's ride!
Sino and Kignari.
It's not gonna let me go back to 10 minutes, so I will watch it later on.
No, but I am pondering a related question. It's you, Traveler. That joke wasn't bad. Allow me to soak it in. Not bad. I like it. Not... Exactly. After all, the newsrooms have yet to make the press release.
Faster!
Take me up!
Oh. Baiju wasn't in his shop.
Oh, you're looking for Dr. Baiju. He's resting today, but he said to send any patients to the back room.
Ah, okay. Thanks. We'll head on through.
Also, what up, Drac? Welcome into stream. Drac, forewarning, if you want to cry, there's a sad moment in between minute 40 and minute 52.
Traveler,
Okay.
Paimon, welcome. What can I do for you?
It ties into last stream, though,
It's the
so
Traveler.
watch both.
And he keeps spacing out.
Very peculiar.
I'll see what I can do
All the
about having
time
both
we've
of
been
them
acquainted,
go live
this is
on
the
Monday.
first time you've come to...
Okay. Paimon does not like that expression.
Complexion is good, eyes are clear, breathing is steady, pulse is strong. Physically, you appear to be in good condition, Traveler.
Just
In
set a
theory,
notification on your
energy level
calendar
should
for
reflect
Monday.
that. Hence my concern. A clean bill of health is usually a good thing, but in this case, it likely... Physical illnesses come with detectable symptoms that can be used to diagnose, medicate, and cure the condition. But afflictions of a non-physical nature, they fall...
Huh? What do you mean, non-physical nature?
Curses, dark magic, it's hard to say. It could just as easily be a simple case of mental fatigue. Why don't you rest here for a bit? Whatever it is we're dealing with, clues to your condition are sure to reveal themselves in time. Once we know the root cause, we can... In the meantime, Changsheng and I will review the relevant literature for afflictions that present with mental...
Oh, must be a rare condition if not even Baiju and Changsheng have seen it before. Well, all we can just get some rest. Paimon will be right here by your side. Fingers crossed. Rise and shine. For once, you're making Paimon look like an early riser. A cut? Nope, nothing there. Okay, don't panic. What? So, in this dream, you were trapped in... Oh. Okay, well, that's a new one. Are you sure it was a dream? But then again, you woke up right where you went to bed. And you were definitely in a deep sleep this morning. Then, it's decided. Paimon will stay up and watch over you tonight. If anyone tries to... or...
Something is missing.
Did you just say something?
The flesh remains whole, but the soul is incomplete. Left unresolved, the mind will wither away.
Ah! What the... Wait! Paimon Right! The last time we saw you was at the Primordial Sea in Fontaine, right? But then we left and never learned where you went after that. Child's been looking everywhere for you, by the way. What brings you to Wanmin Restaurant of all places? You came here looking for us? And...
Tell me, what is it that you saw? Tight-lipped, huh? I suppose that's... You! I'll take a glass of wine.
Hmm? Oh, of course! We make this one in
Chef Mao, I'll take a grilled taco.
Coming right up. If I knew we'd be the...
At the end of the day, what happens to you is of little consequence to me. I'm not here to try and win you over. Trust me or not, if you want my help, now's the time to speak up. You have until I finish my drink. I was investigating an abyssal disturbance in the area and happened to notice you. Part of your soul is damaged, and the wound bears traces of abyssal corrosion. Need I say more?
Neither of those things sound good. Well, should we trust? She mentioned an abyssal disturbance. Yeah, and that thing she said about your soul being damaged is scaring Paimon. Skirk's an interesting one, that's for sure. But from what Child's told us, she doesn't seem evil, at least.
1, 2, 7, 10. That'll do. Well, have you made up...
So, that's all we know, Miss Skirk. Ma'am?
So, you couldn't disperse the fog. I understand. Come find me in the Guili Plains when you're done here. Oh, and I left cash for the drink on the table. Settle the bill for me, will you?
Oh, okay. She disappeared!
Wait, hold on. You...
Oh, no. This includes the drink, so...
I didn't think you two...
We didn't. It was that lady who came and sat with us, remember?
You sure? I could have...
What? What'd you put in their dish, Chef Mao? Some kind of hallucinogenic mushroom? You got them seeing...
Seeing things? Wait, so neither of you noticed her?
Oh, now you mention it, that vaguely rings a bell. And it looks like I did open the wine jar, so... it must have... Coming!
Okay, what was going on there? It's like they didn't remember. Even Paimon was half convinced we hallucinated the whole thing. But that Mora she left for... Oh, this whole situation...
let's head over to the plains and figure out what the hell is going on. I can already see dark, foggy clouds over there.
Whoa! What are all these rift hounds doing here? Huh. Looks like they're collecting something. Oh, let's go check it out.
Overruled.
Carving wave!
This is where you fall.
So, this is what they were collecting. It looks kinda like... Yeah. What is going on here?
From the moment they are born, all beings with great power have an impact on this world. Even if their body is sundered and their soul extinguished, their influence remains. Gods are the most common example of that. The remnants of gods who fell thousands of years ago remain buried deep within the earth, carrying within them a warped will and a dark curse. Together, these remnants form what you call god remains, and it appears that some of those sealed here were dug up and removed. There are traces left. What?
Nothing! Just wanted to make sure you were... She's definitely not a ghost traveler. Paimon poked her, and she's solid.
Your life hangs in the balance, and that's what you're fixated on? Strange. It was just a trick to avoid being perceived. If someone notices me, those memories are erased. Simple as that. Unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. The weak and the lowly have no right to remember me. They're lucky they only have a few missing memories to show for. Now, can we please...
Okay. Right. The god remains. So, basically, there's now less of them here than there used to be, right? Isn't it? In our experience, god remains are 100% bad news. A lot of...
Maybe it's a good thing by human standards, but power doesn't come from nothing. And it doesn't just... The remains aren't just gone. They were taken. Very clever, traveler. You aren't the only one who had something taken from you. There are victims like you everywhere. The only difference being, you can speak, and the remains cannot. Something similar happened in Sumeru. Within the span of one night, countless consecrated beasts were slaughtered, and a large amount of the god remains buried in the desert went missing. Of course, god remains are just one of the targets. The culprit is chipping away at sources of power all over this world, including the Stella Fortuna above.
Wait, you mean... the stars?
Mm-hmm. 42 of them have died out in the past few months alone. In Conria, people believed that powerful individuals have corresponding Stella Fortuna. Even should that individual fall, their Stella Fortuna would not disappear, but Yet now, stars are disappearing from the skies entirely, and it's not hard to deduce what's happening to the power. Something has been leeching power from this world, like a parasite steals nutrients from a host. And now, it's no longer This time, it only took a fragment of your soul. But next time, no one knows. All I know for certain is this. Getting back what you... Considering how much power this entity has stolen, it must be a god-level being by now at least. But that's not the real concern. Souls are fragile things, and yours could easily be crushed if you go up against it.
So, you're gonna help it?
We're going to help each other. You are my ticket.
Well, great! You seem super strong, and you know a lot about the Abyss.
Don't get all mushy on me. All I'm doing is helping you get back to normal after a sudden crisis. And I should warn you, getting mixed up with me can have unforeseen consequences. We're on very different journeys. You don't want to be in my debt. You help me uncover the truth behind this entity, and I'll help you recover what you lost. This is a transaction, that's all. You would do well to remember that.
Yeesh! You'd think she'd be a well, whatever. Time on. Anyway, the important... Whoa!
This is where I live. I suppose it's the closest thing I have to a home here. It is. I brought you here because time flows differently in this place. I don't know how much Ajax has told you, but when he fell into this space, I mentored him for 3 months. In that time, only 3 days passed in the outside world.
Ajax? Oh, right! That's Child's real name! Yeah, Paimon Rip. So, a month here is equivalent to 1 day in the outside world? That should mean we're safe from...
Yes, well, I didn't bring you here just to show you around. In the outside world, the Traveler could be attacked at any moment. But coming here has bought us quite a bit of time. Now, we just need to figure out how to investigate that place you saw. The one... Both your description and the abyssal disturbance I felt point to that space having some connection to the Abyss. It could even be a domain similar to this one. The thief who stole that fragment of your soul is hiding there. But the Abyss is a chaotic and turbulent place. If we want to pinpoint their location, abyssal power can grant a special form of sight. Have you ever wielded abyssal power before? Okay. Do you plan to learn? That tracks. All the information you have suggests the Abyss is something sinister. And that abyssal power is a wild and dangerous...
And you're saying that's not true?
Depends on your perspective. Floods and hurricanes take countless lives too. But if one day you gain the power to control them, what was once a calamity is now just another... I'll respect your opinion though. Just means we have to turn to the second best option. A little abyss crystal that contains my power. Wear it on your head, and we'll be able to perform dream mirroring when we...
Dream mirroring?
It means experiencing whatever the other person is dreaming. Everything they see. Since you haven't studied the art of using abyssal power, and have no plans to jump in the deep end right now, I'll have to do the investigating for... With dream mirroring, every time you slip into a deep sleep, I'll see with my own eyes whatever scene plays out in your mind. Then, I can guide you through the dream environment.
Huh. You make it sound so simple.
Tough to say. This is an unprecedented situation for both of us. Even assuming we do manage to find where this entity is hiding, to play it safe, I need to get...
Wait! You're gonna teach him some of... Does that mean... the next time we see Child, we have to treat him like our
Do as you want. For my part, you're already a pretty good fighter. All I'm planning to do is build on your current skills, and train you for the specific scenarios that I think we... But that's enough talk. If you're ready to do this, then come with me. Time might be more lenient here, but that's no excuse to waste it.
Oh, she moves fast. Paimon can hardly keep up with her. So, special training, huh? Kind of a rare opportunity. With your skills, there's not a lot of people qualified to train you. The last time something like this happened was probably anti-Raiden Shogun training, right? Oh, Skirk seems pretty strong too, though. Remember how she said that the all-devouring narwhal was just her master's pet?
Here we go.
Ready? Your training will be split into 3 stages. Testing your blade work, elemental ability. We'll start with blade work. You're no rookie in this area, so I won't bore. During your long journey, you've no doubt sparred with a lot of talented sword fighters. Consciously or not, you will have picked up.
You bet. There's Kaya, Master Jean, Kuching. Oh, and Kazuha, Ayaka. Yeah, we've met sword masters. You sparred with a bunch of them too, right? Nice to know it's all gonna come in.
Don't get too smug. In sword fighting, techniques alone are not enough. You need a cohesive system to bring it all together. To use the human body as an analogy, your style is your skeleton, the foundation, the framework. Techniques are the muscles and other flesh attached to the bones. This is where you're... Improving your sword fighting is like growing that body. If your frame got bigger and taller, but you didn't add any muscle mass, you'd be weak and flimsy. Then again, if you packed on pounds of flesh without a big enough frame to support it, you need to do some introspection. Take a good, hard look at your past experiences and figure out which parts of what you've learned are just techniques, and which parts can be used to form your own. Only then will you get the full utility out of all your thoughts and observations along the way. Only then will every strike you deliver make.
Wait, is that Paimon thought you were gonna teach him some cool new moves? Like when you went swoosh and...
One day, you'll reach a new level of power where you realize that even that's as basic a trick as any other. But right now, our sword styles are so wildly different that there are no shortcuts in the pursuit of power. Failure is your best teacher, and rigor is your coursework. That's all I have to say. Time to make a start. Train until you're satisfied with yourself. Now focus. Destroy the crystal columns as swiftly as you can.
This is making Paimon's head spin. Hang in there, traveler!
I'm sorry. 900 of them? Okay. I was about to say.
Stay calm. Use your head. You have to keep it together.
It'd be nice if we unlocked a little bit more of a unique ability for the Traveler to make him one of the better 5 stars.
Consider a moment of true mastery that you've witnessed in another person, and ask yourself, what lies beneath the surface? What's their guiding philosophy? What's their state of mind as they maneuver? Now take that and practice it right away with speed, skill, and strength, over and over, until your hand is one with your mind.
Step on up! Dance with the waves!
until you start to tire. Empty your mind, but do not stop. Stay in that frame of mind as you keep up the fight. Get rid of all redundant movements. Imagine your sword is an extension of your own body. Wield it just as you wield your arms.
'Twas on a deserted moonlit night that the hero approached the vile dragon's limpid lair. Ring cutter! Feathers fleeting wet, the white heron treads water, a sight without flaw. Master of Inazuma Kamisato art Tachijutsu.
Huh. Looks like you've made some real progress.
Awesome! Paimon knew you could do it!
How do you feel? As you should be. Time flies when you're training hard. You've actually been going for several days now with no rest.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Paimon's had a whole bunch of naps. But he...
Go get some sleep. I'll be doing the same very soon. Let's hope you see that foggy place in your dream. Sometimes, you have to practice a single...
Skirk, why are you skipping classes again? We've talked about this.
'Cause he's a crabby old man, and he's a boring old man.
Excuse me. You shouldn't talk about your...
All right, let's not get into a big fight about this. Skirk's learned what she needs. There's no point forcing her to sit through more but I'd still love to hear about what you got up to yesterday. Why don't you tell your...
I went diving, and I saw this huge fish. I never knew they could get that big. It looked kind of dumb, though, with that stupid big fat head. I tried to shake its fin, but it just... Oh, and today, I'm gonna go to that prairie up north. There's supposed to be this giant bird there that can spit fire. I bet if I climbed on its back, it could fly me all...
Then I suppose your old dad should get one as a pet, too. Otherwise, how are you gonna hear me call you for dinner up there and...
When it's time to eat, I'll come back on my own, Zilly. Anyway, gotta go. Bye, Mom!
Wait! Put on a coat at least, you'll catch a cold! You spoil that child, you know. Ever since that merchant ship arrived, she practically lives outside. Always going on about exploring the beyond one day, whatever that means.
Ah, let the kid do what makes her happy. Besides, we both know you're all bark and no bite. Come on, our little adventurer's gonna be hungry when she gets back. Let's get started on dinner.
Stream, how you enjoying the content so
stars
far?
shimmer high above, mountains as far as the eye can see, an endless snowy plain, or maybe buildings taller than the sky, like the people from the merchant ship said. I can't be the only one asking these questions. The universe is fascinating. If only I could meet some other people like me. We could set sail together and explore every corner of the world. I'm sick of being a kid. There's so many amazing things out there, and I'm ready to see them all. But for now, I'm starving. Better get back.
Drac, what you been up to? I haven't seen you in the Discord server much.
Don't let a single one of them get away!
No, please, spare the children! Stay back!
They're coming!
Run! Help!
Eliminate the threat. Take them down.
Don't be scared.
This way!
We'll never make it!
Fire. There's fire everywhere. What happened?
Well, welcome in. I'm glad I can help you relax.
I told you we shouldn't have trusted these outsiders!
Why are you doing this? What did we do to deserve this? We welcomed you with our finest food and drink, showed you the best our home has to offer, gifted you cloth dyed by our own hands.
Run! Save yourselves!
Captain, Zone 3 is clear and we have Zone 2 surrounded.
Begin extermination. Remember the orders from upper command. No.
Rest assured, sir. We have enough munitions to annihilate these savages.
Good. The only ones who put up a real fight are that man and his wife, correct?
We shot the man in the ankles and the wife broke her wrist attempting to fight back. They won't be doing much more fighting. They're holed up in their home for now, but to prevent them from making some kind of last stand, we're planning to clear out the other zones first so we can send a bigger squadron.
Well, well. Turns out some of these beasts do know how to use their claws. Now the threat these... Let them cling to what's left of their lives for a little longer. Once the other zones are cleared...
This is Skirk's past, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
Dad? Mom?
Skirk, you're...
I'm so happy to see you, sweet girl. But you need to go. It isn't safe here.
What happened? You're bleeding.
This is the place.
Run, Skirk! Run as far away as you can! Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but we need you, my clever girl. So curious. You're already so brave.
Whenever you miss, remember, life is a gift.
Break down the door! Look what we have here. A savage that can pluck a tune. Well, the show's over. You! Stop singing! Shut it!
You're awake? I found a few clues while you were asleep, but it's only a start. Now, time for the second stage of your training. This time, the focus is elemental energy. Come find me when you're ready to begin.
Man, staying in the abyss feels so... No day and... well, except for the fact that Paimon...
The way I see it, the pursuit of power is divided into 3 stages. The first is mastering the use of standard weapons. Next is learning how to harness natural energy. And after that, you're free to challenge. The natural energy of Teyvat is, of course, elemental energy. But that's not my area of expertise. I draw abyssal power, yes. Also known as the power of the Void Realm. My master, Sertologi, is a true expert in that area. After all, he was one of the group of 5 that infamously stole the all-encompassing power of the Abyss. An act for which the people of Conria gave them the epithet, the 5 Sinners. The elemental energy of Teyvat, on the other hand, is derived from the power of the Light Realm. These 2 forms of energy exist in direct opposition to each other. Suffice to say, there's not much I can teach you this time. A keen observation, traveler. Call it respecting local norms. The Abyss stands in direct conflict with the will of this world. So, to make my life easier, I disguise my power to make it appear cryo-like in nature. It's a technique I learned from some Conrian ruins, known as the 7 Shifting Serpent. If you ever change your mind about delving into abyssal power, I can teach it to you. So I've heard. You seem to have a knack for removing abyssal power. But is purification really what's going on there? Like I said, power just thinking out loud. Let's focus on your true growth comes from adversity, but only if you make the choice to pick yourself up again every... So, it's time to push yourself to the limit, and then keep pushing. Use the power of Animo to clear the field as fast as you can.
Windblade!
Observe your surroundings. Look for things you can use to tilt the scales of success in your favor.
Disappear!
Use the power of Hydro to destroy the spikes.
It'd be nice if we could just switch on command between the elements instead of having
Faster!
to go to that.
Don't give them a chance to strike you. You need to be quicker than you were in your dream. You can't afford another injury like that.
My aim sucks.
Water jet! Go! Go! Water jet! Water jet!
You need to understand what makes you special. The ability to wield elemental energy without a vision and switch between the elements. It means your aspirations need no approval from the gods. Your power is not, so be bold. Do not be afraid to chart your... Very good. It seems you've reached a deeper level of connection with the elements. Long enough for you to lose yourself in your training, which is a good sign. Relentless practice with the elements has drained all your strength, but it's also what'll get some rest. When you wake up, we'll proceed.
I would very much like it if there was some sort of button. Like maybe a button combo that we could press to change elements. Yeah. I'm just thinking make the Traveler a little bit more of a meta character again.
What is the secret to power? Longing. Hatred. Self-preservation. The fear of losing those you love. The fear of watching. Fear is the source of evolution. It forces humanity to adapt to their environment and overcome. That fear is now part of you. It calls on you to evolve. Any minute spent missing home is a minute wasted. Practice your sword work instead. Do not make me tell you twice.
But, Master, I can barely lift this sword anymore. If I keep going...
So it has not broken yet. Then pick up your sword and keep practicing until it breaks. I want to hear... After all, bones can always be reset. Good, Skirk. Once again, you survived. How do you feel?
Cold.
These are signs that you are adapting to the abyss. Each time the flesh is torn
What up, War?
and the spirit crushed, each time you claw back from the brink of death, I now understand why these people sought to destroy your homeland. Your potential goes beyond even what I could have anticipated. But you still have much to learn in your pursuit of strength. Your mind is rife with distractions. From now on, I shall You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion, crush the self that makes you weak, and become master over your physical. Get up, Skirk. Wipe the blood off your face. Cut away the rotten parts of your flesh.
Hopefully you got some good rest. Skirk said to tell you that she's ready to start the final stage of... So, what ahead...
From your training so far, you have gained better command of the sword, and more control over your elemental abilities. That's only part of it. Experience is the real teacher. Your journey, the friends you have made, the dangers you have faced. These have taught you more than I ever could. Now, it's time to focus on how you react under pressure. You must be able to think rationally, even in unpredictable combat situations. To simulate this, ready? Not bad. That defensive stance looks near unbreakable, just like your sister. Oh, that reminds me.
Hey, no fair! That's cheating!
The game's going well.
You think every opponent has the same moral code as you? You can denounce their deplorable methods all you want, but only if you live to tell the tale. The dead don't. Strong emotions will always arise in combat. How amusing. Almost sounds like you think you know, but you don't. You can choose your own. Let's begin. Try to use... This is your final training session. Same drill as before, but this time I'm going to interfere. Hold your focus.
Water jet! Water jet! Go! Water jet! Water jet!
Not bad. Better than I expected. You're getting the hang of it. The first step to controlling your emotions is controlling your mind. You want a unified train of thought. It all...
Your mind is rife with distractions. From now on, you must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak.
Stop. Let's pause here. One look, and that's to be expected. There's a limit to how long a human being can concentrate on one thing. Staying calm and focused sounds simple in theory, but in practice, it's more demanding than sword work or Get some rest. No point training further if you're already dead on your feet. Like I said at the beginning, the only goal of this training is for you manage to push past your limits, which is a good start. You can be proud. Warriors will train. One mistake. One...
Skirk is amazing. She faced down that terrifying giant and cut its head clean.
Oh, she got hurt though, didn't she?
Yeah, well, that's a given. But the moment she was on the mend, she got right back to practice. I heard Master suffered a grave injury once too. Lost an arm and a leg and still came back stronger than ever.
Incredible. I wonder if I'll ever...
Pathetic. You're not even trying. You're so much weaker than you think.
Skirk, have you become a positive light in this world?
Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth?
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
I have so many questions. I just want to jump in a spaceship, explore the...
Now, you must bid farewell to who you were in the past, and be—
Run! Skirk! Run! Only—
Let's see here. First things first, you need a new identity. Going around telling people you're from somewhere beyond the stars won't do, now will it? How about saying you hail from beneath the earth instead? As the Conrian saying goes, venturing out into the universe and down into the abyss are the same in that both are braving the dark unknown.
Well, I'm a visitor on this planet, so I'll follow.
Ah, splendid. That saves me quite a bit of trouble. Let me offer you a piece of advice in return. I know the pursuit of strength is important to you, but taking a moment for yourself every... Ignore her existence for too long, and there will come a day when you can no longer hear...
laughing, right? Ta-da! A barb? Of course you are! That's why Skirk and Paimon... Ah, well, if you're around someone long enough, it's bound to happen. Plus...
Here's an idea. Let's save the chit-chat.
Okay. It's Paimon.
I have good news. First, your training is complete. You have what it takes to wield immense power. Now it's just a matter of putting it into practice. Continue to learn from your journey and hone your skills. Second, I've located the culprit we've been searching for. Next, we just need to retrieve the missing part of your soul, and our business will be concluded. When Ajax trained with me, he once told me he was bursting with questions. So you and I may never meet again, Traveler. So if there's anything you want to ask me, now... Okay, not the angle I was expecting. I knew that was a possible side effect. Closed off my mind to you for that exact reason. Even with the dream mirroring, you should have seen nothing but endless dark. Whatever. Must have been a flaw in my execution. I shouldn't be too surprised. Due to some recent circumstances, my self-control has been lacking as of late. Since you've seen what you've seen, there's no reason to hide the truth. All I ask is that you keep it a secret. No, I'm not from Teyvat. I'm from a different planet. And there was a time when I journeyed through the stars. A lot like you. No, we're different in that respect. You're influencing the fate of this world. Several hundred years ago, my master, Sertologi, opened the border between worlds and sent me. But this is not my home. And one day, I'll return to the vast unknown of space. So, there you have it. To become stronger for certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. But first, I need to understand the source of his strength. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps. Walk the path he once walked. And somewhere along the way, I'll find out how to defeat him. Okay.
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for but it's been years now, and I've still found...
Well... Ajax, his situation is different than yours. Before you ever crossed paths with me, you'd already encountered many formidable people, studied their technique. So, during your training, all I had to do was build upon that foundation. But Ajax was so young when he came. Children can't help but imitate their role models. In the long run, once Ajax has enough strength in his own right, I will allow us to meet again. Until then, let that motivate him to reach. Unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. The weak and... Wake up your companion. Oh, and everything I just told you. Best keep...
Time to go. Oh, finally. Where are we headed?
Ooh. Over here.
Just follow me. I'll open an abyssal rift close to the culprit's location. It will take us to where he's hiding.
Over by the chasm.
Let's fly. Wait, this is near the chasm.
Yes. If we enter from here, we'll be able to reach that place. You have some experience with abyssal domains by now, but still, this is someone else's territory.
Don't worry, Paimon's an expert at hiding behind. Oh, but that means you need to stay safe, traveler.
All right. Remember your training. Time to put it to.
And away we go. Hydro Traveler and Skirt. Okay.
Mine to wield.
Yeah! Water jet!
That's more like it.
Extinguished.
Wipe out! Water jet!
Hey, what are you two doing here? Dusty.
We can actually hear what they're saying? We can never understand the Abyss mages when they're talking.
Oh.
And yet I hear it
This
too.
is a dead end. Did we make it to his hiding? Ugh, this fog is making it impossible to see anything.
This should be the place where you were. The missing part of your soul should be nearby. Can you sense where
What
it
up,
is?
Mommy? Welcome in.
Our opponent must have covered his tracks just in case. Otherwise, you should have...
Hold on, look! The spikes!
Stay calm. Let's hold back a little. Give our enemy some wiggle room so we can see what we're dealing with. If you're too reckless, we might be playing... Our enemy took part of your soul for a reason. It's likely he integrated it into his attack somehow. If we're smart about this, we can track it down.
Damn, I'm sorry, Nami.
From the start, the attacks have been focused on me. Trying to break through my defenses? I see. There. I got it back.
Wow.
Traveler! Skirk! What happened? It looked like Skirk just got...
In the Guili Plains, you asked me why this enemy chose you as his target. Now, the answer is clear. It's not just the fact that your strength is impressive. It's also because of your ability to, as you put it, whatever that actually means. The fact is, that ability allowed him to do something that should have been completely impossible. Namely, break through my defenses and steal my power. No, he couldn't have known I'd come to his domain. He only stole your soul fragment because he knew the value of its power. I'd call it fate, if you want. I believe that's the term they use in this world for In any case, it works to our advantage. Once I realized what he was using that power for, it gave me the... I'll cope. Well, done gorging? Good. How did you get the power of the all-devouring narwhal?
The all-devouring narwhal? Oh, of course!
I highly doubt you acquired that power through your own strength. You're desperate enough to scour the land for god remains and whatever vestiges of power you can find. That alone proves you wouldn't be able to defeat a creature, which leaves one possibility. You know my master, the Foul, Sir...
The Foul? Who dares call him foul?
What's wrong? Bit off more power than you can chew? You're struggling.
Just a little.
Look, it's back!
Those obsessed with power will let it devour them before abandoning their pursuit. Keep calm and use reason to decide the best course of action. Wise decision. Final victory doesn't always come after a You've got your soul fragment back, so we both got what we came for. Let the enemy draw breath while he can. Get us out of here, Traveler. You'll need to lead the way this...
Skirk, is your shoulder gonna be okay?
The wound is minor. It'll heal in no time. You should focus on getting out of here alive instead.
Uh-oh! Falling spikes! Run! Watch out! Looks like this place is about to collapse! So, this guy's power has something to do with the all-devouring narwhal. Did you know that all along, Skirk?
I had my suspicions. That's why I decided to investigate it.
Phew. Oh, I should be safe here, right?
I no longer sense his presence. Can't have followed us out of that abyssal domain. Weaklings like him will find that my power is not so easily controlled. He won't be leaving that place until he's managed to digest it. You seem surprised. I suppose that's fair. You've seen but a fraction of what that whale is capable of. That gaping maw could... It's called the all-devouring narwhal for a reason. Devouring is what it does best. It can extract power from anything, dead or alive, as long as it manages to make physical...
Yeah. When we had our run-in with that thing, Neverlet mentioned that it hasn't...
Your dragon friend recognized the nature of its abilities and used the power of Hydro to protect you. That worked because it was in a satiated state, so it was somewhat less aggressive. It's a different story when it has no more power to feed off of. That's when its true voracious nature kicks in. It could devour everything on the planet in that state, which is why I cast it into that void space, but I hadn't counted on there being anyone left on this planet capable of wielding its power. To me, that says he must have encountered the whale a long time ago. Meaning, he must have known my master. Exactly. It told me everything I needed to know. Hence why I said we both... And I believe that brings our transaction to an end. Now that you're whole again, you can get...
No way! We can't leave now! Something was stolen from you because of us!
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall, you get back...
But what if that monster finds Plus? How are you gonna get home? It's not like you can just go swoosh and open a door to the abyss again. So, sticking with us for the time being doesn't sound so bad, does it?
Fair enough. Then take this. A bag of Mora. Nothing in this world is free. I know. I'll leave the planning to you. Hurry up and decide where...
We should take Skirk somewhere she can rest. But where?
Well, before I go anywhere... Thank you.
Coming at ya! Hiya! Cha! This bag from Skirk has a ton of Mora in it. Does she have a job or something? Wait, no. After what we saw at Wamin Restaurant, that seems impossible. Can you imagine? I'll be collecting my paycheck. Oh, sure thing. Wait. Can't hold a job if you make everyone forget about you. So, what did she do to get all this Mora?
Claimed some buried treasure, took care of a few monsters that were causing trouble. Nothing untoward.
You heard all that?
A sonorous voice like yours is hard to miss. I wouldn't be surprised if the sound of it traveled to...
Then, did you by chance happen to hear Paimon's little...
You mean when you called me Frosty the Lavender Melon?
No, sorry. Paimon totally misspoke just now. She didn't say that at all. It was... Okay, fine. The truth is, Paimon didn't like you all that much at the start. But things are different now. You helped...
I noticed there was only one bed. Go ahead and...
Wait.
I don't get tired, and I don't need rest. I'm going to practice my sword work.
But your shoulder... Hey, don't just whatever. Let her tire herself out. Let's get some sleep, Traveler.
quiet.
Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth?
Keep your gaze. Run.
Getting an early night's sleep is the best. Wait, Skirk? Have you been sitting at...
About 60%.
Whoa! Paimon thought it would take at least a couple of days.
No, not fast enough. That's 20% less than last time. Same training regimen, same intensity. Nothing felt different, but somehow the outcome felt... No, I think I need to meditate for the next 2 days. Deep introspection should help me find the issue.
Ooh, sounds intense. Well...
Thanks.
Skirk is still meditating, huh? It's been 2 days already. Paimon can't think of anything we can do to help. Be right back.
That's right. This is Skirk's inner world. Think of it as... This isn't your first time here, but what you remember is probably a space covered in darkness. Actually, it's my first... I only managed to break free and bring you here because the injury weakened her power. I guess that's why I can call it fate, if you want. I think that... Now, before I take you to her, I gotta ask. You're the first outside visitor to ever come here. So, this river represents strength accumulates over time. It is the summation of a person's lived experience. So this river is where all the fragments of Skirk's life should converge into a single stream of memories and emotions, flowing forward as one. But, as you can see, this river has been severed numerous times. It's because when all she sees reflected in the river is a disgraceful shadow of who she was, she cuts through water and rock with the sword of reason, severs her connection with the past.
You must learn to shut out all the pointless...
This isn't my first taste of failure.
The answer to one mystery invites... Let's follow the river upstream. There among the cliffs, among the memories etched into her heart, lies the truth.
Wee.
I've always thought that, even when falling leaves don't come from the same tree, they can still form like meteors. You both made a journey through the stars. Both travelers who have landed on a planet that is not your home. Yet, when she first noticed your presence, Seems like you've answered your own question. Skirks...
You now have what it takes to wield immense power. No one can become a worthy warrior through imitation alone. I have given you...
You wish me to travel the world beyond a...
Indeed. Make new friends. Embark on your own journey. We will still have contact through the Abyss. But know this. One day, I will take the life you worked so hard to rebuild and reduce it to ashes.
Why?
I have told you before. Fear is the catalyst for human evolution. You have tasted loss. You have known fear so deep it can be felt in the bones. But as living beings, we all have an instinct to detach from that which harms us. And thus pain dampens over time. And the acrid... Yet now, I have bestowed upon you the gift of fear eternal. It will drown you in the nightmare of your childhood. Or it shall drive you to defeat me, whatever the cost.
That is what Skirk's master, the foul Sertologi, looked like at one point in time. Of course, as a higher being, he could appear as a beast, a human, or even a monster that defies description. The form you see him in here, clad in abyssal armor, is the one he usually wears when...
For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my... To do that,
I'll let you in on a little secret. The scope of his power is impossible to understand. We've made it quite a ways already.
I have set your broken wrist. Tomorrow... No tears this time. Good. Attempting to garner sympathy through tears is a habit of the weak.
Can I ask a question, Master? I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be...
I saved you because I have a plan for you. It has been too long since I fought a battle that demanded my full strength, and I hunger for it. Every so-called genius and prodigy I have faced has crumbled like sand underfoot. So, I will teach you everything I know. Train you by whatever means necessary.
But I don't want to draw my sword against...
What you want matters little. Among the boundless sea of stars, the cries of the weak are but faint murmurs that disappear.
Yes, Master.
Yep, absolutely, Drac.
From that day forward, after some time, her talent bloomed, and she gained control over her emotions, like her master. How should I put it? It was not that human emotion disappeared from her heart, but that reason came to dictate all she was allowed to feel. I suppose it was at this point that she became the... almost don't want to reach the end.
Wee. What up, Diva? Welcome into stream.
These are Skirk's happiest. What a simple. This is Skirk's homeland. There was so much to discover. The treasures at the bottom of the sea. The secrets beyond the stars. And that merchant ship. It was a spaceship. When it arrived, the people that disembarked wore smiles on their faces. Skirk's parents, her relatives, her neighbors. Everyone welcomed the newcomers with open arms. No one had any idea of what was to come. Several months later, an army of... Skirk had skipped school that day, like so many times before, so she was not caught in the immediate wave of destruction. Countless people cried out to her for their lives were discarded like worthless trash, as the fire consumed one life after another. Skirk was helpless. If Sertology hadn't been there in that moment, the fire would have claimed her life too. And there she would have remained. Because she and her people were seen as a threat. As the initial merchant ship explored the planet, they discovered that it hadn't always had the condition to support life. Yet there was evidence of human activity, even during the period. Further research revealed that, over time, the people of this planet had evolved the ability to adapt. For that reason, the outsiders viewed them as a potential threat, and decided to eliminate them before the threat could rear its head. Senseless, isn't it? Deemed a threat because of a gift they didn't even know they had. Perhaps it was their own innocence and kindness that doomed them. If those with power get to decide good and evil, then all you can trust in is the sword in your hand. And so, before death could claim her, she ran. She ran and never stopped. No one wants to relive their most painful moments. Skirk is waiting over there. Let's go to her. It's time.
So all this, just so you could bring him here.
I have things to say to you. I want someone to witness our reconciliation, even if it takes an argument to get there. And he is the best. Her suppressed emotional self. The version of herself she keeps locked in the recesses of her mind. All those rejected impulses. Those discarded aspects of your past selves. I am who you used to be. Someone you have refused to face for too long.
You're wrong. I've faced you all along. And that's exactly why I keep you locked here. Your existence makes me weak. Moments of joy and longing. Don't forget, it was a penchant for goodness over reason that doomed our homeland in the first place. The vastness of the universe renders everything insignificant.
Even so, learning from the mistakes of the past doesn't have to mean erasing everything. Strip yourself of your so-called weaknesses, emotions like kindness and empathy, and what makes you any different from the ruthless soldier?
The difference is that I'm doing what is right. I allow you to exist, but with limited freedom. That is I've shouldered everything you couldn't carry. I rose above the numbness and emptiness. And it was cold, unfeeling reason that brought me this far.
That is the problem. I I want on the grand scale of the entire universe. Maybe our feelings are vanishingly small, but why should that mean they don't matter? Emotion gives warmth to the cold expanse. Think back to those nights of gazing at the stars. Those afternoons of exploring the unknown. Think back and
That isn't what we need.
exactly what we need. Aren't you curious about why recovering your strength has taken longer than normal?
Finally, you get to the important part. That is the only answer I came here to find.
Then look around. Look at your inner world. You cast aside your dreams and curiosity, and in doing so, you lost your original motivation. You severed all connection to who you used to be, so you can no longer draw strength from your past. Now, the only things driving you forward are fear and survivor's guilt. But these cannot take you far enough. And so, this river, the source of your strength.
And you think that means I should seek help from a weak little thing like you?
Thank you for saying that. I knew bringing you here would be the... To be honest, I'm not here to argue with you. This isn't about who's right or wrong. And in fact, I agree that in order to make it through the wake of that tragedy, we had to distance ourselves. But what is right at one point in time isn't always right forever. I know you will never forget that fire. I know the fact that... And I know that among the voices that haunt you, mine is there too. Because deep down, you know that you didn't turn out to be the... All those unfulfilled hopes are like knives to the heart. And I don't want you to hurt anymore.
I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had done...
Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face.
I'm sick of being a kid.
I remember. There was a song Mom and Dad dancing water. The sand along your path is begging for your song and movement. Will you care? I am not the dancing water, and you are not the burdensome sand. But if this is your wish...
Thank you.
I should be thanking you.
Run, Skirk, run! Remember, leave no one alive!
Heed my words, Skirk. Let fear take root in your soul.
Did you survive? Why was it only you?
Skirk, did you become a positive light in this world?
Hey, this doesn't have to be the end. Life is a gift. Don't let darkness claim it.
So, you saw my memories then. I once asked my master if survival of the strongest was the law of the... He said no. But in a world without order, those with no moral boundaries tend to be the ones who survive. That's why, after hearing his answer, an idea that, one day, I would create a new world order. One in which there would never be another tragedy like that fire. But that means I must defeat him. Because my master, Sertologi, is, at the core, a defier of all rules and order. Yes, and not just because of the gap in our abilities, but also, although his decision to train me was not made out of kindness, he did everything a master should. He saved my life, taught me the sword and the principle. I know, and it's not something I want. But Master never goes back on his word. He's no longer into that. But he sends me messages through the abyss every now and then. Most of them are simple greetings. Every time I hear from him, my heart skips a beat. And I wonder if this is the moment where he'll finally appear before me and tear down. Maybe that means I do live in eternal fear, just like he said. Yes, I respect him, but I'm also afraid of him. And for that reason, the pursuit of strength... I don't know what Master has planned, but I have to be ready. Help me?
Oh, you're finally awake! Honestly, Paimon was gone for like 2 seconds and then she comes back. You're both okay, right?
What does it look like? Only water from the source can cleanse the rot and filth that flow. I taught you to incorporate the experiences from your journey into how you fight. I suppose what happened...
Okay, so, but whatever. Paimon brought back tons of...
All right. It's about...
We're gonna deal with this thief for good, right?
This time, I'm not going to tell you to hold back. But having digested even more power in the meantime, the good news is, we have no reason to pull our punches this...
Wait, isn't that the form the all-devouring narwhal changed into? How come he knows that, too? Really? So, you're telling Paimon that giant whale and this guy can both turn into the
It's a subconscious instinct. Any intelligent being who longs for his level of strength is bound to mimic his appearance. It's a natural response after encountering someone as powerful as Master. To them, he represents ultimate power. We know the person before us has encountered Master, And we know he stole a portion of my power. So it's...
Okay. Oh, the closer Paimon looks, the more intimidating it gets. Nervalette isn't here this time, so it's up to us. He won't have the nerve to steal again after we're done with him. Let's...
Annihilate, mine to wield.
Wipe out!
Haven't forgotten your training, I hope.
Go!
Mine to wield.
Go!
The stars shall be
Extinguish! Mine to wield.
beyond this world.
Mine to wield.
Yeah, bombs away!
Annihilate. This is getting interesting. Power. Haven't had enough of my power. Well then, let's see how much more of this power you can handle. Well, have you come to your senses?
You saw that my body was at its limit. So, you deliberately channeled your power into me, knowing that it would destroy my shell from within. Such power. Such keen battle instincts. So, you must be...
Skirk, Sertologi's disciple.
How long has it been? How long has he been away from Tevat?
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds? Sorry. It's a lot to take in. I should introduce myself. I am Skofnunga, a friend of your master, and this is the first time I've heard your name, Skirk. But hundreds of years ago...
Hundreds hundreds?
Sounds like you and Master have quite the history. Care to...
Of course. Might as well take advantage of a clear head while I can. I was born into a noble family in Conria. As the eldest son, I was set to inherit our title. But I contracted an incurable illness as a child, and everyone... I trained the sword harder than anyone else, defeated all of my... Over time, my heart hardened, and I became aimless. That was the... We were similar in age, but different in background. He was born in prison, the son of criminals who had been sentenced to death. He spent his childhood wandering the streets, facing more criticism than the literary works in the Universitas Magistrorum. Yet, he always wore a smile on his face, as if kindness... I still remember what he said to me
How is
when we
Stream
first
doing?
met. You need to fight to survive. Even if it's a losing battle, it should light a fire under you.
That does sound like something he would...
He was the first to acknowledge that I was worth something. When I was 10, he stole forbidden research materials and managed to cure my illness. It was like there was nothing in this world he couldn't accomplish when it came to the human... But somewhere along the way, I fell behind. My talents were nothing compared to his. After his grand endeavor was successful, he sought me out and said to me,
"This planet no longer holds anything of interest to me, so I'm leaving. But first, I have an offer. I can use a power I have just refined to break the curse of immortality for you. Your death was once what we worked so hard to prevent. But the immortality you now face is a different kind of pain altogether."
I'll pass. Immortality doesn't sound so bad to me. Since I can't die, it means I have an infinite amount of time to get stronger. Maybe I'll finally catch up to you one day. And we can spar like we used to.
Are you sure? I cannot say when I will return. Your body, or rather, your soul.
All I can do is try. After all, a wise man once told me.
Wise indeed. Nevertheless, if you grow weary of the pain of immortality, and wish to experience a good sparring match before you wither away, seek out my disciple.
Disciple? Never thought I'd hear that word.
Nor I. But Vedifenir said I was destined to find a disciple out there in the universe, and bring her to Tibet. You know as well as I, Vedifenir's prophecies are never wrong.
Well, now...
All Vedifenir said was that one day, the stars shall bow in her honor.
Sounds pretty impressive.
Of course. Only the most outstanding people would have the right to become my disciple.
Still self-assured as ever, I see.
I'll be leaving then. Oh, and if you are serious about getting stronger, I left you a little gift in the primordial sea. As I've said before, walk whatever path you want. Freedom means even the wicked get to make their own choices.
Waiting for me in the primordial sea was the all-devouring narwhal, already beaten into submission by Sertologi. In its weakened state, I was able to cut off part of its flesh and sew it into my own...
Your heart? That sounds like torture!
Because, of course, I...
So, you used the curse to turn yourself... Even with that whale's ability, devouring power like that is not something the human body can withstand. With your body and soul constantly at the breaking point, It was the curse of immortality but that is not the path to strength. You have to pour your heart into it, work for it, dream of it. Instead,
You're right. I should have known better, but I had already pushed myself to my limits. And he was... I miss your master. I miss...
After the beating we just gave you?
Sir Telogi's disciple. That's a lot. I know what he's like. He rules with an iron fist, using despair and fear to force. We're like mountain climbers in the dark, never knowing how much higher we have to climb.
True. But I made up my mind long ago. No matter how dark it gets. Besides, after hearing your story, I suspect what Master really wants is not a battle that demands his full strength, but rather...
Oh?
Since you're his friend, you must have some things in common. First time we came here, when you stabbed me through the fog and stole my power, I felt no... But when you had to devote all your strength fighting me just now, I could feel... It was the joy of a researcher discovering the truth of the world. The joy of an artist.
Interesting. I'm certain I didn't express those emotions outright. You're right. That battle brought me in a...
Exactly. I think one where his opponent forces him to use all his strength, unlock the extent of his potential, and transcend his own, after which all can come to an end. For that very reason, good and evil are meaningless to him. He has one purpose, one goal, to complete himself. It's one of the...
Perhaps you're right. What a battle that would be.
Are you okay?
Too many different kinds of power are surging through my body. I won't be able to hold on to my sanity for much longer. Sir Telogi once...
I can, but not through death, if that's what you are. It's not a suitable punishment for your crime. As an alternative, I can take your consciousness, along with all the power you've consumed. The impurities will dissipate, and under the curse of immortality, your mind and body will regenerate. When that process is complete, but it will be a time-consuming and painful process.
I accept. And who knows if we are climbers in the dark.
I will reach the top of this mountain, and you, Skofnungr, will be my witness.
That's finally over. Let's get out of here. Huh.
That is a pretty sight.
I like her outfit.
You do?
Pretty.
Fair.
Once again, we've proved there's nothing we can't overcome. Wow, you sound even more... Today sure went by fast. It's night already. Oh, wait.
Yes. The power Skofnungr stole has been returned. So, the stars have regained their light.
Great! Huh, it's crazy that you even noticed their light was gone. There are so many stars in the sky. If a few disappeared, Paimon definitely wouldn't be able to tell.
I suppose it's because I have gazed upon this sky for centuries. The false stars, hanging in the meticulously planned sky, glittering with rotten light.
Pretty.
It's not real. And yet, it is... Even the most beautiful of bubbles has to burst. We will return to the real universe one day. Time marches ever forward. Even the innocent. Though we gaze upon a false sky, its vastness and majesty is palpable. One can only wonder, what is...
Ugh. This is all going over Paimon's head. But if she knows one thing, it's that the Traveler always finds a way. Ever since we met, he has filled Paimon's days with happiness. If it's too big a job for one person, then we'll do it with two. And if two's still not enough, then three. We've met so many amazing friends and accomplished...
I suppose when it comes to you, anything is possible. Well, I should be going. Now that my power is no longer isolated from my emotions, I suppose fate will decide. Maybe we'll bump into each other on the street. Regardless, reunions and partings are but passing moments. More than anything, I hope that at the one without war for this, we must all work to become stronger. If that's what you want to call me, I won't object. Goodbye.
Bye! Is it just Paimon, or is she being nicer than be- Hey! What do you think about camping here tonight? There's nothing quite like sleeping under the stars. Come tomorrow, we can continue our journey. Oh, and since
Betwixt is such a fun word.
Hmm?
Betwixt is such a fun word.
Yeah. Let's go and collect our stuff for the daily stuff.
Ad Astra. Thank you for Ad Astra.
I'm running into a bunch of playable characters just out and about. Is it because of one of the events?
They have lives.
Yeah, but they almost are never around unless it's an event.
I don't know. Maybe they just decided to go do the daily shopping.
Anecdote has been revealed. Is it? It is an event. There's 16 of them?
There's been a lot of characters on.
So, there's a lot of stuff to do, but that isn't a lot of content for one stream. So, I am contemplating leaving it off here for today. Let's see, how many pulls do I have until a 5-star? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So I've done 40 pulls since my last 5-star, which means I need another 50 to guarantee a 5-star. My last one was the banner art, so I'm not guaranteed the banner art if I do pull one. Well, when I pull one. But I don't have the primos for it, and there's not enough primos on the map for me to get more pulls like that, so...
Didn't you get that daily thing that gives you 90 primos?
Yeah, but a single pull... A single intertwined fate costs 160.
Oh, that's right.
So, as games like this can become expensive to collect everything, without obligating anybody financially, if you guys would like to help me monetarily or financially, you could simply watch the ads that pop up on stream. You can help me get it to affiliate on YouTube and partner on TikTok. That way I can do monetization stuff there. Watching the ads is a free way to support me. Sharing it so other people can watch the ads helps support me as well. If you do wish to support me, with like cheering bits or dropping subscriptions or stuff like that, I would be greatly appreciative of it, but it is not required. There's nothing special to gain from it at the moment. In the future, I might make something special for it. But everything on my platforms is free to everybody, so there's no obligation to do it. If you do decide to do it, I am very much grateful. So, yeah, without further ado, I'm going to end off the stream. This will be uploaded to YouTube at a later date. Thank you guys for tuning in. If people need a reminder, there is a link tree in the bio of each of my platforms. That link tree will take you to each platform that I'm on. There's also a link to the team YouTube channel where I'm sure at some point there will be a link tree to everything else. Yeah. Thank you again to everybody who has been tuning into my live content, and thank you to everybody who watches this at a later date. It is greatly appreciated. I hope to see you guys in the next stream, video, whatever you guys are watching. And yeah, is there anybody I can raid out to? I wonder. Anybody currently streaming that I want to raid to? None of them are live. So, thank you again. It has been a nice 3-hour stream. I am ending it now. Peace out, y'all.